All right. Question number 14. How many did this problem correctly? Because I have almost come to a conclusion that you actually guys don't tell me any much.
I got the right answer, but I don't actually think I knew what I was doing completely.
So you guessed.
Yeah, a little bit of educational guessing.
Okay.
That's the same for me.
Okay, so we need to avoid all these things, guys, okay? What's that, Sydney? Sorry?
Are we talking about 14 or 15?
14.
Oh, yeah, I got this one right, and I knew how to do it.
Okay, good. Because if you guys can try to guess and stuff like that, where will the learning was going to happen? So asking me to do a problem, that's what we are here for. Now, and I have taught this class for a long time. I know many of you try to hide these things. Okay, why bother asking? But you know the thing is, once you ask, it triggers a lot of other things that can eventually help you guys. So I just want you guys to be straightforward and honest with this. Otherwise, we are wasting everybody's time. And I know we don't have time to waste. So, Sydney, which method did you guys do for question 14? Long division or synthetic division?
Either.
Then how did you get this?
I was finding a common denominator, so like I multiplied the z plus 5 times z plus 2. And
That's
that
what I
got
did
like
too.
squared.
Okay, could you repeat what you just said?
Oh, I used a common denominator of z plus 2. So then I multiplied z plus 5 times z plus 2, and I got z squared plus 7z plus 10. And I subtracted 13.
Okay. That's an allowed method, but I really, for this specific problem, won't be going that far. So I'm going to teach you guys both the methods. I'm pretty sure you've heard the long division and the synthetic division. Of course, in the real test, if I was a student, I would have gone with the synthetic division. So in the synthetic division, when you're dividing, you got to make sure that this number is 1, the coefficient is 1 for synthetic division. The coefficient of the variable should be 1. And whatever is the sign here, if it's plus 2, so you're going to take the opposite sign of it, minus 2. And then take the coefficients in the order 1, 7, minus 3 here. If you're missing a order, so let's say it was a 7 cube, 7z, then I would go 1, 0, because it has to be, all the orders have to be taken care of. So make sure you keep an eye on that one. So if this was cube here, it would be 1, 0, 7, negative 3. 1 goes here, you drag the 1 to begin with. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, which is the last step, that is the remainder. So this becomes the quotient, which is z plus y. So how did you get to z plus y? So this was 2 order, so you always start with 1 less. So it's 1z here, raised to 1, because this was 2, and 5 is a constant, with negative 13 being the remainder, and z plus 2 being the divisor. So this is one way to do it. Or the long division, where you multiply z plus 2 by z to make sure whatever is the exact term on the first term must match here, and it's always going to be negative subtracted. So this term and this term should exactly be the same. So z squared minus z squared cancels off. 7z minus 2z is 5z. So you're multiplying the next one by 5, so exactly 5z matches. Then the same thing continues here. This is your remainder, this is your quotient, this is your divisor, this is your dividend. Make sense? Yes, no? Carson, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like you guys to do this problem. Everybody, go ahead and do this problem, please. I want you guys to repeat 14, hopefully without looking at this. All right. Now for 16 to 20, we are here the gradients, and I'm pretty sure you have read through how the gradients are. Let me tell you my preference. You don't have to do that. A fraction is much better than a decimal because you avoid rounding off errors. And of course, SAT knows that, so they know how to, but still, fractions are way better than decimals. Second, you always want to make sure that you bubble in. And I've seen students forget it. I had a student actually got all 5 wrong because he forgot to bubble in. These things happen, I know that. But you just need to be diligent enough to not to make that mistake. So, what we're going to do today is just to answer these things, but starting next time, everybody needs to bring a few copies of gradients. So write it down in your sheet of paper somewhere, or remind yourself to have gradient sheets. If you guys don't find it, just let me know. I can put it on the GroupMe app and you can print it as well. But everybody needs to have 4 or 5 pages, 4 or 5 copies of the gradients available, because that's what you're going to practice. We will do exactly what's going to happen in the real test date. All right, we'll be doing 16 to 20. 16 to 20, your time starts now. All right, guys, I gave you 6 minutes for this one. So let's go to question number 15 first. Then we're gonna go to these. Again, remember, there will be at least one question, maybe two, which they will be tongue twisters, very hard to read, understand. So the first comment on question number 15 is, if you have not read it more than once or twice, you may not even understand what you are being asked. And I have a simple philosophy in life. I cannot solve a problem if I don't understand a problem. So, and if you try to solve a problem you don't understand, you won't understand the solution as well. So, 15 is a good question for that one. A homeowners association limits the dimensions of the pools that will be allowed in a particular subdivision. The bylaws state that the permits will only be granted for pools shaped rectangular prism, like this box here. Actually, this will be a rectangular prism as well. So this will be a rectangular prism. So I'm gonna actually use that to explain. For which the sum of the length of the pool. So let's call this box as a swimming pool. So this is the length of the pool. This is the width of the pool. This is the depth of the pool. So it's sitting in the ground like this. So they are saying the sum of the length of the pool, so this length, plus the perimeter of the vertical side containing the ladder cannot exceed 200 meters. So the length plus perimeter cannot, so it's less, another inequality, less than or equal to 200 meters. And then they define what the perimeter is. The perimeter of the ladder side is determined using the width and the depth of the pool. If a pool has a length of 75 meters and its depth is 1.5 times its depth, so basically this is the length, this is the width, this is the depth. So the width is 1.5 times the depth, and the perimeter is now this one here. 2 widths, 2 vertical heights, that's basically your depth, which is in this they call A. So now you'll have an equation, a simple equation to solve, but you got to draw this first. So let me ask you this. How many ended up drawing this? 1.
I did.
Because it's a geometry problem. If you cannot picturize what the problem is, yeah, you may have got it right, but you're taking a chance because you actually cannot picturize the problem. So in the real test, I won't be this fancy, but I just wanted to draw this orange, the brown line so that you know it's on the ground, the pool, and sitting below it. So, but you got to draw this. You got to picturize the problem. So this is the length, this is the width, this is my perimeter right here. So this is my perimeter, 2 widths and 2 depths. So perimeter should be less than 125 because length is 75, and 2W plus 2A is less than 125. Width is 1.5 times A, 1.5 times the depth, so then it has to be less than 25. So the depth of the pool cannot be more than 25 meters. That's what they're saying. Gosh, that will be one damn huge pool, 25 meters. But it's like not a dam. It's not a pool. It's a dam at the time. So, dam, D-A-M, dam, not that D-A-M-N. Okay. So, Ellie, does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's very important for you guys to ask. It becomes very hard to know how you guys are doing if you guys don't tell me. And you'll be seeing that feedback from me in the group me, that if you guys can, oh goodness me, this is crazy guys here. Me and Lauren are suffering, so I don't know what's going on, but my apologies for this fiasco here. All right, I'm gonna read out 16 to 20 here. 16 is 10, 17 is 7, 18 is 6, 19 is 8,244. And 20 is 540. There's a good hint that if your answer says more than four places, you've wrong. Your answer is wrong. That's a good hint to live with, by the way. Did anybody get any of these correct? I mean, all 5 correct.
I did.
Okay, good. Because in the multiple choice, at least you can take a guess. Gradients you can't. And that's why I like gradients a little bit more than the multiple choice. It really tests your knowledge and you can't even just pick some answer. Any questions? TikTok 1, TikTok 2, TikTok 3. Okay. So me and my flies are talking here. All right. So out of the 20 questions, write down how many you got wrong clearly or how many you got correct, so that somewhere at the page 479 at the bottom you can clearly write how many you got correct out of 20. Goodness, this is disgusting. I know it's the first day, but we don't have much time. I know last time at least people had one wrong, so nobody got all correct. So one wrong, so out of 2019, 18. Okay, so it's Ava, Katie, and who else? Maeve. That's a pretty good start. 17.
Sydney.
17. 16. 15. Okay. All right, so a couple of recommendations I would like to, if you guys want to write down or remember it. Students who have got any question wrong needs to repeat this 3 times at home. You just have to do it and practice it. Second, if you go home and let's say we didn't do a question you actually wanted to ask, but you didn't, text me the question number so that I can work that problem and put it in the group me. So I'm trying to give you guys all the options on the table so that you pick one or the other. The worst thing you're going to do for yourself is not to learn the right way. An educated guess is a good thing to know, but not here. I expect people to know all the questions here itself. Sounds good? All right, now go and get your calculators. Please read page 480, which is the exact page, but I would like you to read, and remember it's 55 minutes, 38 questions, comes to around 88 seconds per question. So it's the same type, but there are a lot more wordy questions in the with calculator section than the without calculator section. I don't know what we gotta do with these flies.
I don't know, but it's bad.
It's really insane. Do you have a fly swatter tomorrow?
I'll bring one.
Bring 2, like it's like we. I actually did this before he came. It's right here, but I thought it was only one.
There's at least 5 in here.
Oh my god! It feels like 500. one that sits right on this one.
It's the worst when you hear them.
Oh my goodness. You know, actually, MIT did it's a physics experiment where they found why some sounds are bad to hear, like screeching of the white, and baby crying. So they found out it's a frequency. So the screeching of the on a marker on the blackboard is the first one, it seems. So scientifically, they know which one should hurt you the most. Second is the baby crying. And third one is I think the flies.
That was
So-
an interesting experiment.
Yeah, it's based on the frequency of the sound that is, and how you feel. So they did that study years back, actually. Years back.
It does make sense.
I think the fly should be the number one, and there's no match to it.
Definitely the most annoying.
It's funny. It's only in this room, not in that room.
What are they doing here?
All right. So we're gonna get started with the with calculator sections. We're gonna do 5 at a time again, same thing. But in this case, I'm actually I'm not timing you guys, just to get an idea. But next time onwards, there will be timed. So get your calculators if you're ready to go. Remember one thing, this is the first and the last class where we're going to follow that order 1 to 5. Next time on it'll be a little bit different. All right, get started, go. Read the question carefully and completely. Underline key words, 1 or 2 per question that can change the meaning of the question. All right, guys, it's 4 minutes. Do you need more time? For the first 5 questions. Okay. All right. B, C, D, B, A. Anybody got all correct? One.
Ava. I did.
Neha.
Nave.
Any good? Any questions? TikTok 1, TikTok 2, TikTok 3. God, this is driving me nuts today. All right, I'm trying really hard to convince you guys against, but all right, 6 to 10. Go. All right, 4 minutes. Do you need more time? All right. CBB AC. Did anybody get all correct?
AC.
Ellie.
Neha.
Person.
Katie.
Good start. I like the start. Any questions? Tick tock 1, tick tock 2, tick tock 3. Usually we see this when we do the without calculator, we don't have the calculator, you're starting for the first day after a little summer break, and so we have seen that trend. It's nothing surprising to me so far. The only surprising is the number of questions I've been getting asked compared to last 2-3 years. This is probably the lowest so far. I'm trying to take it for a guilt drive here, okay? A guilt drive, so that's all it is. All right, so 11 to 15. Go. Jesus Christ. 5 minutes? Do you guys need more time? 11 to 15. C, D, D. A, C. Did anybody get all correct?
Ava, Ellie,
Neha.
and me.
First.
Any questions?
15.
What was your answer for 15, Lauren?
A. I didn't know it was an O.
If you have a center point, or if you have a point, across that point is always going to be 360. So 360 minus 60 is
Oh, okay.
300. 300 divided by 3 A's is 100 each. C, answer should be C.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what point, where the point is. The point across the point is 360.
Okay.
That actually has a negative fudge factor. You would have lost a little bit more because they thought it was an easy question.
I thought it meant like all together, all 3 A's were. Okay. Nope, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. My observations quickly. You guys are not asking questions. Maybe you guys are doing really well, but find out you guys are still needing some help sometimes. But you're not. So hopefully you'll change it. Thought process. Second, you have the homework. I would expect you guys to do it. No exceptions. Everybody's busy, not just you guys. Third, you got to be desperate to do well in this test because the margin of error is very, very less. I'll have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next Saturday, same time. Bye-bye. Nice to see you all, by the way. It's been a long time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.